Palm Beach County Public Schools will close starting next week. Classes are expected to resume March 30th. Monroe County schools are closed next week as scheduled for spring break. Meanwhile, starting Monday, public schools in Miami-Dade and Broward counties will close because of the coronavirus. The Archdiocese of Miami also closing schools next week.
We made it about 2 or 3 miles in on the Overseas Highway. This is the northbound, the side we're on, southbound. Show you northbound lanes. We're talking about the storm surge. Storm surge is now pushed its way onto the Overseas Highway. Again, these are northbound lanes coming out of Key Largo into Florida City. They're talking about a storm surge of possibly 3 to 8 feet, 5 to 8 feet. We're starting to really see this. And we mentioned the last time that we were with you about these explosions we were seeing in the sky, how they were kind of lighting up. Well, we actually caught one on camera. It's a transformer, which is kind of what we thought. Transformer blew, it sparked, and it just lights up the sky. And it's we know it's not lightning because it's not lighting up the sky like you would see lightning. It's actually lightening up the horizon, and that's what we were able to catch there for you. It's a straight line shot coming out of the Atlantic Ocean, and it is really whipping through. There's nothing to hold down these winds. You can absolutely feel the porosity of them. It's pushing us around quite a bit. It's fighting it. We're fighting it. They're getting bad. We know that Overseas Highway going back into the Keys is open all the way through Key Largo, all the way to Isla Mirada. After Isla Mirada, we're not sure. We've spoken to some other crews who are out here, said they believe they can go to Isla Mirada, but beyond that point, we just don't know. Again, the ferocity of these winds is really impressive. The storm surge growing by the minute. It's almost to the center of the northbound lanes, and there goes my hat. That's gonna do it. Save my hat, save my hat.
So rescue operations and humanitarian flights will continue later this morning at a feverish pace. Also, that rescue team we just talked about, they tell me they have first priority first thing out this morning. The FBI has confirmed the name of the gunman as 55-year-old David Lee Huber, who's accused of shooting 5 agents, killing 2 of them. We looked into his background. We found really nothing of consequence, just a couple of traffic citations. Nevertheless, the FBI says he was ready for war.
Out there, it's 72 here, by the way. But how's it going so far?
Thank you. Well, the forecast today was for 6 degrees. It's 6 degrees. In Minnesota, they really wanted people to see, how hardy Minnesotans are, and, they're probably forgetting that most of the people from around the country, around the world, really, aren't so hardy. But this is the fan experience. This is the outdoor. There's a couple of venues. This is the outdoor fan experience. It goes about 10-15 blocks in either direction here in Nicollet Mall, and this is kind of like something that would be equivalent to a Las Olas or maybe a Lincoln Road. It's got everything here you can imagine, but the ice sculptures are catching a lot of attention. 15-foot ice sculptures, folks stopping to take pictures, and that is not all.
Talked about playing once again in another Super Bowl, because Terrell Suggs had a really long career. He's had a really long career, and the guy still plays like an animal. So this is pretty cool, man. We're rubbing elbows with all these superstar athletes. We're going to get the San Francisco 49ers coming out here in, they got to clean this up first, but in about 9 minutes. So once they come out, we're hoping to speak with Nick Bosa, the other local guy who's really made this interesting story for us. So we're going to knock that out. When we launched this series, our goal was to tell the personal stories, driving people to free food distribution sites during these very difficult times. But what happened went beyond that.
It caught fire after the landing gear failed. It collapsed upon this plane's entry yesterday about 5:30. We're going to go live to Chopper 4 over the scene right now. This is the plane, virtually still in the same spot where it was sitting yesterday, where it came to rest. Pilots did a great job here keeping this partly on the tarmac, the runway there, and the infield. You see here emergency vehicles still surrounding, just kind of babysitting the scene. They put up some lights last night so they could monitor the situation until NTSB investigators get here a little bit later this morning. They'll go through the plane. They'll obviously check out the landing gear. They'll go through the communications yesterday. They'll go through interviews as well to try to figure out what caused this landing gear to collapse. And here's a look at that plane coming in for that hard landing yesterday. This is Red Air Flight 203 from Santo Domingo making that hard landing. The back end of that plane just bursting into flames, and it appears The problem was with the landing gear. FAA says that it did collapse when that plane landed. The pilot doing a great job there, keeping that aircraft in one piece. Here's a look at the plane from inside. A passenger recorded video of the chaos as passengers scrambled towards the doors. 126 passengers and crew there on that plane had to use the emergency slide to be able to get off. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue also rushed in within seconds to begin throwing foam on the flames, the plane, the tarmac, and it's really interesting to hear the different perspectives of the passenger experience.
To drive home a point, about 12, 13 minutes ago before we came out here, I dipped a T-shirt in water. 12 to 13 minutes, that's all it took for this to, see, it might even stand up. No, it doesn't. It could be a Frisbee. Literally. Anyhow, that's how cold it is here, folks. Coming up at 6, this is cool. Okay, so you have access to the players and also the coaches as well. You never get access to the owners of the team. I lucked out. Ran into Bob Kraft. We got more with him coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. As we've heard, coming out of the northern Bahamas, medical supplies are in short range. They're short-handed up there. This is the main medical supply warehouse in Nassau that provides for the entire Bahama chain, the entire country here. And there's a similar warehouse that is up in Grand Bahama. It was completely wiped out. This will do everything from an aspirin tablet all the way up to surgical goods to EKG machines. They distribute again throughout the entire country. We have here with us Susan Pratt. I got to tell you, you think it was wild in Boston. It was wild here as well. You all had your watch parties there at home or at a friend's house. Well, I was here at Duffy's with about 1,100 people. They're all gone. It's just folks cleaning up and me watching me. My God, it's a narcissist dream.